All right, it is time again for The Holiness of God by RC Sproul. And I'm starting out on page 91. The scripture says that the wicked flee when no man pursues. Luther stated it this way: the pagan trembles at the rustling of a leaf. The uncomfortable feeling that is provoked by the presence of clergymen is fallout from the identification of the church with Christ. It can have strange effects on people. A few years ago, one of the leading golfers on the professional tour was invited to play in a foursome with Gerald Ford, then President of the United States, Jack Nicklaus, and Billy Graham. The golfer was especially in awe of playing with Ford and Billy Graham. He had played frequently with Nicklaus before. After the round of golf was finished, one of the other pros came up to the golfer and asked, "Hey, what was it like playing with the president and with Billy Graham?" The pro unleashed a torrent of cursing and in a disgusted manner said, "I don't need Billy Graham stuffing religion down my throat." With that, he turned on his heel and stormed off, heading for the practice tee. His friend followed the angry pro to the practice tee. The pro took out his driver and started to beat out balls in fury. His neck was crimson, and it looked like steam was coming from his ears. His friend said nothing. He sat on a bench and watched. After a few minutes, the anger of the pro was spent. He settled down. His friend said quietly, "Was Billy a little rough on you out there?" The pro heaved an embarrassed sigh and said, "No, he didn't even mention religion. I just had a bad round." Astonishing. Billy Graham had not said a word about God, Jesus, or religion, yet the pro had stormed away after the game, accusing Billy of trying to ram religion down his throat. How can we explain this? It's really not difficult. Billy Graham didn't have to say a word. He didn't have to give a single sideward glance to make the pro feel uncomfortable. Billy Graham is so identified with religion, so associated with the things of God, that his very presence is enough to smother the wicked man who flees when no man pursues. Luther was right. The pagan does tremble at the rustling of a leaf. He feels the hound of heaven breathing down his neck. He feels crowded by holiness, even if it is only made present by an imperfect, partially sanctified human vessel. The reaction of the golf pro to Billy Graham was similar to the reaction of Peter to Jesus Christ. "Depart from me, I am a sinful man." Both felt the trauma of the presence of the holy. Holiness provokes hatred. The greater the holiness, the greater the human hostility toward it. It seems insane. No man was ever more loving than Jesus Christ, yet even his love provoked men to anger. His love was a perfect love, a transcendent and holy love. But his very love brought trauma to people. This kind of love is so majestic, we can't stand it. That's our reading for today. Both felt the trauma of the presence of the holy. Holiness provokes hatred. The greater the holiness, the greater the human hostility toward it. See you next time.